In Somerset, former film set stylist Zoe Burmister is also hoping to impress with a birthday cake for a client very close to her heart.
It's for a repeat customer, somebody that I make a cake for every year, and probably one of my most demanding clients. I'm making a cake for my daughter Darcey.
This year, Animal Mad Darcey is turning 10.
Oh, look! That's so cute!
Yeah, that's a sloth.
And with a family holiday to Costa Rica planned, Zoe hopes a cake based on one of the country's most famous inhabitants might just hit the spot.
There's going to be loads of sloths in Costa Rica.
I like the sloth.
You like the sloth?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Done. Sold. So I've designed the cake so that the sloth is hanging from a tree. I want it to look realistic, but I also want it to look friendly and engaging and appealing to children.
Suspended from a bespoke non-edible support, Zoe's hanging sloth cake will be sculpted from Darcey's favourite flavours of dark chocolate sponge, layered with peanut nougat and caramel buttercream. Covered in 20 kilos of sugar paste and modelling chocolate, Zoe's biggest test will be getting the details right to impress her toughest critic.
She won't pull her punches and she will tell me if it doesn't look like a sloth. So, you know, I've really got my work cut out for me.
With the pressure on, Zoe starts moulding rice cereal and marshmallow mix around the food-safe tree structure that will support the sloth.
Darcey absolutely loves this marshmallow rice cereal mix. It's one of her favourites, so I couldn't not have it in the whole cake sculpture somewhere.
And once it's all covered, it's on to the sloth itself.
Well, this isn't easy.
Zoe layers the awkward-shaped support with chocolate sponge, peanut nougat, liquid caramel, dark chocolate ganache, and caramel buttercream.
This is what's known as a rich cake.
With the sponges stacked, Zoe can begin the tricky task of carving her sloth to shape.
And what possessed me to make it hanging?
Then she starts on the legs using cake clay, a mixture of cake and buttercream.
At the moment, koala bear, turkey. We will get there and you will look like a sloth. You will.
Next, Zoe builds up the back using more rice cereal and marshmallow mix, but soon hits a snag.
Every time I take my hands away, I'm losing my sloth's bottom. Okay, this isn't working. I'm just going to have to be patient and do it in layers. We could be here sometime.
But with the party fast approaching, the fate of this sloth literally hangs in the balance. 175 miles west in Somerset, Zoe's busy working on her daughter Darcey's hanging sloth birthday cake. And thankfully, her layering technique seems to have fixed its back problems.
So I'm just finishing off applying a layer of ganache. It's going to set quite hard, which for a cake that is hanging in midair, frankly needs all the help that it can get.
With the sloth left to set, it's back to the tree, which she covers in grey sugar paste bark.
So I'm applying torn wafer paper strips on top of my tree trunk here because I really want to give a bit of life to my bark. Once this is dry, it has that lovely sort of papery effect that you sometimes see on birch trees.
Tree covered, it's the sloth's turn. But this time, Zoe's using sugar paste mixed with modelling chocolate.
I'm going to be sculpting on this for quite a few hours, and the modelling chocolate just has a much longer working time. The cocoa butter softens under the heat of my hands, and it means that I can constantly blend and I don't get cracking or dried out sugar paste. They're such a big animal, they have a really itty-bitty face.
But covering the sloth is just the start, as Zoe now has the mammoth task of creating a realistic fur effect.
So I'm just texturing it using these two tools. It's taking forever, I ain't gonna lie.
After 3 hours, the coat's complete, and Zoe helps the sloth get a grip with some modelling chocolate claws, before making his distinctive gum paste eyeballs.
I'm just using some petal dusts and a little bit of food-grade alcohol to create a paint. Quite nice and tortoise-shelly, aren't they?
And to add a lifelike sheen, Zoe dips them in a melted sugar substitute called isomalt.
We're getting to the end of the day and there's still an awful lot to do.
And that's because she still needs to finish her sloth's habitat and give him some more colour with edible paint. In Somerset, it's the day of Zoe's daughter's birthday party, and her hanging sloth cake is almost ready.
It's done. Just fingers crossed Darcey loves it. I think she will, but you never know with my daughter.
Built around a bespoke food-safe frame, Zoe's 3-foot-tall, gravity-defying sloth cake has been carved from Darcey's favourite flavours of dark chocolate sponge, sandwiched with peanut nougat and carameled buttercream. Suspended from a rice cereal and marshmallow tree featuring wafer paper flowers and leaves, the sloth's been covered in 6 kilos of sculpted modelling chocolate and sugar paste, and comes complete with distinctive claws, twinkly eyes, and realistic fur, which took her 3 hours alone to perfect. But will it be enough to impress Zoe's toughest critic, birthday girl Darcey?
That is not what I expected.
in a good way or a bad way?
Good. It really looks like a sloth.
It does really look like a sloth. So I got that bit right, did I?
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be like that. I expected the structure to be like straight. I like it like that. I think that's the best way to do it.
Happy birthday. Mwah!
I think my friends will like it because none of their mums could do this.
I think Mummy gets full brownie points today. I think Darcey absolutely loved it. Now we can party, 10-year-old style.
And after working up an appetite, Darcey can blow out the candles and cut the cake.
That is one big piece.
It's my piece. The cake was really tasty.
It's supposed to be a sloth, and it actually really looks like a sloth. The cake was delicious. Yeah, it was really good.
I think the cake has made the party better because you can't have a party without a cake.
It's a real privilege for me to be able to do this for my children. You know, every year they challenge me. They really do challenge me, and this year was no exception, but I am super chuffed with how it's turned out.